The clone trooper invasion of the droid super fortress is well underway, with hundreds of clone troopers already losing their lives to the droid superpower. The fighting has been deadly, and the clones are barely managing to survive out in the death field. But a sneaky LAAT gunship flank gives the clones a slight advantage, allowing them to shoot the droids in the back with both their LAATs and the 2nd Airborne troopers they've dropped off. The droid defenders of the super fortress, sadly, will not last forever. Instead, they choose to send their remaining infantry into the back lines inside the fortress, getting away from the combat on the outside. The exterior tanks will kill off the majority of the clones. However, they know that more are to come, and they prepare the defenses on the interior. The exterior will go out in shambles, with apocalyptic assaults going on from the clone troopers, resulting in both sides losing thousands. But on the interior, General Grievous has finally made his presence known. His battle droid army has carved out a death tunnel in the super fortress. The clone troopers must now assault this. Their forces are being led by Obi Wan Kenobi, Captain Rex, and Commander Cody. The death charge shall be absolute and devastating. May the best army gain victory. Real quick, huge thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. They have literally the best deals in gaming. I use it all the time. If you like Star Wars games, Lego Star Wars for $2. Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $9. One of my favorite Star Wars games, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, $1.70. If you want to play the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod, Men of War Assault Squad 2, $3. Extremely popular games can be up to 99% off. Link in the description below. Thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into the video. Okay then, gamers, here we go. The 501st Legion and 212th begins their assault on the now empty walls of the Super Fortress, because after yesterday's video's draw, the Super Fortress droid defenses all have gone within the death tunnel on the interior with General Grievous. We have free roaming droids, we have droidica snipers, we have super battle droids, and we do have one mortar at the front here, as well as a number of E-web turrets. Now, these folks are going to be getting assaulted by 1,500 clone troopers. That's right, 1,500 clone troopers of the 7th Sky Corps and the 501st Legion assaulting the droid super fortress interior death tunnel walls here. And they are, of course, as said in the intro, being led by Anakin, Obi Wan, Captain Rex, and Commander Cody. You can see mortar shots going off on the walls right there, killing clone troopers beneath, as well as a plethora of laser shots going into the clones. Thus far, the lag isn't too bad. Oh, nice shot into the super battle droid right there. Very nice. Alrighty then. Yeah, lag is not too bad thus far, but I think as more clones get up here, we will start seeing more and more lag. I'm even seeing clones actually firing off from the sides there. Really deadly mortar shot into the stairwell. Yikes! The clones might be able to kill these droids from an angle over here, which would be kind of baller. What a cheeky little shot they're taking. Not too bad. But yeah, either way, this Super Fortress battle has been so fun to do. I took your guys' recommendations from the last video, and we went ahead and did the Death Tunnel retreat, allowing both sides to somewhat regroup, collect their wounded and broken droids and clones, and then regather for new offenses as well as defenses going forward. Right now, the clones are definitely having a very hard time here as they are getting slaughtered at this start of the Death Tunnel. But they've gotten some decent kills thus far, and I think as their Jedi buddies end up getting up to the top, they'll start doing a little bit better because the Jedi will absorb a lot of the fire, and there's still hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clones getting up to the front lines here. The droids have probably their strongest section at the very start here, so it should only get easier to go, but the second section is behind this wall, which has just less droids and less super battle droids, no mortar, just one droidica sniper up here on these stairs, really. So this section is weaker as well, and then the very top here is where the last remaining droids are. There's like 15 of them, and then beyond that is actually the airfield, which I want to save for the next video in this trilogy, or if the clone troopers end up actually losing this battle, maybe it turns into a quadrilogy. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to eventually get up to the Super Fortress airfield up top. More clones getting killed by just tons and tons of explosions there. Absolutely deadly. This map was, of course, created by Warfare Gaming. I will be linking his YouTube channel in the description below. I highly recommend going and subscribing to him and checking out some of his videos because he does amazing content, and I really got to give a huge shout out to him for allowing me to use this map in the first place. Super, super kind of him, and hopefully if we get enough attention going towards his channel, maybe he'll let us use a few more of his awesome maps in the future. Either way, right now the Droideka snipers are starting to fire out a little bit. They've got some pretty devastating shots, so those could cause some havoc. But those wrist rockets are clobbering the 212th and 501st here. You better watch those wrist rockets. It's clear you did not listen in the training modules about wrist rockets because you are getting slaughtered by them. A few clones bravely getting up the left side here and spamming out some machine gun fire, getting some hits on the droids up ahead. Now, Anakin and Obi Wan are up here doing their best to distract, deflecting incoming laser fire, stuff like that, and matching up against General Grievous up here. But the lightsaber-wielding units in the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod can be extremely derpy, as we can obviously see here. So they're only able to do so much. They're pretty limited in their capabilities, and the sheer number of E-Web turrets and droidekas and super battle droids is really taking its toll on the clone trooper army. It also doesn't help that a large number of clone troopers are going off to the sides here. We might have to do the anti-derp rule on the channel fairly soon to actually make the clone troopers assault the top. But there we go. The second super battle droid ends up going down. That's a pretty big kill. It is getting laggier as more and more laser fire strikes the battlefield, but hopefully it remains watchable. If not, we'll have to do some time lapses and stuff like that. The droids over here are just pouring fire into Anakin and Obi-Wan right now, so I think the clones can take advantage of that. They are getting further and further up here with more clone troopers. I'm not sure how well the mortar is doing, honestly. Is it even firing, really? Come on! Give us some shelling! It does take a while to reload, though, so maybe not. Oh, no! Yeah, there's a little pot mark there. There's a few over here. So yeah, the mortar is rounding out some fire against the clone troopers down below where the folks up top can't really hit for the droids, which is, you know, good for the droids, certainly bad for the clones. Oh, there we go. There's it shooting right there. So it likely will get some more kills before the day is done. Either way, since it's getting so laggy, why don't we go ahead and do the first of our time lapses here, and we can watch the clones continue to struggle against the initial defenses of the droids here. They just need a few lucky shots from bazookas and stuff like that, or a unified front coming forward here to make this comeback happen. I believe in them, so let's watch. Alright boys, about 4 minutes have passed here and it's still just as laggy. However, the mortar is down to 1 crewman. All 3 E-Webs at the front have died. Obi-Wan is much farther in with General Grievous right there, and Anakin has backpedaled a little bit to catch a breather. Clone troopers are pushing farther forward up the stairs here and taking cover behind the sandbags that the droids are implementing themselves, so that's very good. It seems like the clones are on their way. Oh god, we have fallen down the stairs. It seems like the clones are on their way to defeating at least the front end of this defense here, but they've still got a ways to go. Droideka snipers to kill, E-Web turrets to kill, though they did kill a Droideka sniper over this way, so that's great. But it is still super laggy. I think once this first sort of level of droids are dead, it will get unlagified. So why don't we go ahead and do another time lapse here as the clones and droids continue to clash. Alright guys, sadly we crashed, which does happen with these really large battles. I think the droids killed about 400 clones, so I eliminated a number of the clones over here and over here on the flanks, and now we just have 1,100 clone troopers left alive, 400 less, and then we've backed the droids up to this position here because I looked back at the tapes and pretty much everything from here forward had been killed by the clones and the rest was still alive. So tried my best to make this even yet again after the crash. Hopefully you guys are okay with that, but it is what it is. Alright boys, let's press start again here. I again tried my best to make this as even as possible. I do apologize for the crash. It just can't be helped, especially with such large battles as this. The clones should now be able to kind of come up here with relative ease, and yep, they start firing. The droids start responding with fire of their own. Ooh, early rockets for the clones, taking out 2 of the E-Web turrets extremely quickly right there. That was definitely smart by the clones to launch those rockets almost instantly into the droid lines, and they are just launching more and more of them. Actually, they killed one of the E-Web turrets in the way back over here, and this one here too. There's just this E-Web turret right now. Wow. Okay, clones starting off with an absolute bang. They're losing some troopers at the front lines here, but that was a ballsy move, but a very good one because it resulted in the death of a lot of droid utility. I mean, not just droid troopers, but droid weaponry that could be extremely effective in the long run. Wow, okay, so I mean, the clones definitely were making some ground when we last left them, but not this much ground. That was pretty impressive. One of the droideka snipers is still alive. The other one bites the dust. That rocket was on trajectory to kill that droid, but it was just a little bit short right there. Obi Wan Kenobi is taking a lot of heat over this way, and Anakin's further out that way. General Grievous straight down mid right now. Some of those free roaming droids still roaming around at the moment, but they're not the most effective because they do backpedal quite a bit. And there is the second rocket finding its home in that droideka sniper. It pops. It does not explode, but I think it is. Okay, it's gone. Okay, it's for sure gone now. Rip to that thing. But the rest of the free roaming droids trying to retreat backwards here into the back lines where there's more of their comrades waiting in the second choke point over here. But I really expected these E-Webs to get more kills. Oh, this one is still alive though. Nice. But the clones basically ravaged droid lines extremely quickly right there in a matter of seconds, which does not bode well for the rest of this battle for the droids. That is fairly devastating right there. I mean, that's a lot of their infrastructure just gone instantly. Really not good. Holy cow. Alright, it is getting kind of laggy again. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse this? Hopefully no crashes, but it's basically just the end of this section, and I want to get us into this section as fast as possible here so we can continue this battle. So let's kick it into high speed here. Alright, there we go, guys. It seems like this section is now depleted. General Grievous is still doing some shenanigans out here. Anakin is dipping his toes into the second line of defense as well, where the droids have a solid lineup here that I think should be able to get some serious kills if they don't get suppressed. And the problem is these Jedi are really breaking up these choke points. I mean, General Grievous is doing his best to distract the Jedi, but they're still pushing through and breaking up these choke points and drawing droid fire. And it takes a lot to kill these Jedi. I think they're too overpowered in the Star Wars Galaxy at War Mod, honestly. I mean, how much health do these two have? They probably have a lot. Yep, Obi-Wan's almost full health. Anakin is full health. That's crazy. How's Grievous doing? How the Greavy baby do? I feel like they got even buffed, too. Wait, is Grievous dead? Grievous is dead, but the Jedi are still alive? Are you kidding me? They just die in those stances sometimes. Yep, Anakin goes back out. He's absorbing a ton of fire here, but is he losing any health? No, he is losing almost no health at all. He literally lost no health there. That's crazy. He has 4,000 health and he gains 180 health per minute. How much health does Obi-Wan have? Obi-Wan also has 4,000 health and he gains 240 health per minute. He's actually gaining more health while getting shot than he's losing. Alright, I'm deleting the Jedi. I am deleting the Jedi. I'm sorry. They are a little too OP. General Grievous clearly was not doing nearly as well as the Jedi were, because as Anakin was getting shot by like 80 rounds right there, he was still gaining health. I think the only way to kill them realistically is to grenade them and then spam fire into them, but I think the droids are too far away to grenade them. So I'm getting rid of the Jedi. It's going to be infantry only from now on. I think they were just a little too OP, and it's clear that they were stronger than Grievous, because Grievous died out here. Meanwhile, Anakin and Obi-Wan for the past minute have been dipping in and out of here, and we're still at full health after getting full spammed. So I just think that's a little bit of baloney, and I don't want that on my here death tunnel. Clone troopers starting to lose more soldiers as they enter into the second portion of the arena. Let me see if I can re-clip the camera. Hey, there's water under the fortress. Just raise the water levels. Drown them. But over here, yeah, they are taking quite a number of losses as droids manage to shoot them down this tiny little slit in the wall. It's just a double choke point, again, just like the stairs. I think it's a little bit harder to defend because the stairs, the clones can't really fight back as much, but even still, the droids are still doing a bang-up job here of killing clones left and right with their double trench line back here. They've also got Droideka Sniper still up that way. They've got a number of droids on the flanks as well, which could be helpful too, but they've got a lot going for them in order to take out these clone troopers. But the clone troopers, of course, probably still have like 800 soldiers left alive. They've even got some back here and back here, so a lot of clone troopers still remaining to try and push through these droid defenses here, and I think they could do it at this point. I honestly think the crash was more detrimental to the droid army than the clone army in this whole shenanigan. Okay. Oh, that was so close to hitting that Droideka Sniper. That was so unbelievably close, but no cigar right there. My goodness. Alrighty then. Droids continue to hold out here as the clones will surely begin to push through. We'll have to see if these droids on the sides can get like some grenades off and stuff like that. That could be extremely helpful. And if the droids just don't get suppressed, which they are right now, which is not good, if they stop getting suppressed, I think they will do so much better in this choke point defense. There we go. They're back up and firing, and immediately the clones start taking more losses out there. That's what they need to do. If they get suppressed, they will lose this choke point. If they don't get suppressed, they could be okay. All right, why don't we go ahead and time-lapse this for a little bit here. Alright, well, we just saw one of the strongest droid defensive weapons, the E-Web turret right there, getting killed by rocket fire. And I think that thing is completely toasted if it got hit by a bazooka. There's no remanning that. But in the meantime, the droids have killed hundreds of clone troopers within these little choke points here. That's really, really great. It is going to be on the onus of these droids to actually get up and not be suppressed if they want to maintain this choke point, though, because now they don't have the E-Web turret, which is, of course, that constant fire going out there. There's still tons of clones that the droids need to get through in order to win this battle, including some reinforcements back here that we can bring in for the clones later on if they don't come forward themselves. But for right now, the clones continue to just sort of be around this choke point. They're getting a little bit more fire in when the droids aren't firing themselves, but every so often the droids stop being suppressed and actually start firing into the clones, which is exactly what they need to be doing in order to maintain this choke point. Because I think if the droids just constantly fired here and never got suppressed, they would win this 1000%, but the fact that the clones occasionally are able to suppress them is allowing for the clones to actually make some headway here. Look at that, boys. The pileup of clone troopers is growing more and more, and we're watching it in live action now. This is just devastating. Look at those collateral shots. That has got to be from a droid sniper, I'm guessing. Yeah, we've got a number of droid snipers back here, which can be extremely devastating and get those collats and get some serious kills. It seems like if the front line is suppressed, the back line is at the very least figuring out that they need to fire now, and vice versa, which is good. So the droids are kind of trading off an almost line battle style formation within their death tunnel here, which could definitely help them out considerably against the clones, because there was a while there where I wasn't so sure about it. I think about now we ought to go ahead and anti-derp rule these clone troopers and bring them up, because they are just derping along the edges here. It's a common Men of War Assault Squad 2 problem where just random entities decide to never push forward ever again, because why would they, you know? So let's go ahead and bring them on up and force them into attack formation here, force them to go up against the droid army choke point defenses here. I know, you gotta go fight the good fight. It's scary. It's not a fun mission, but it's one you have to take on. These guys are literally phased into the wall, so I can't bring them out, but there we go. Now I can. Just using my god tools here. You guys gotta, come on, boys, come on. Let's get forward there. You got boys up top that are dying left and right, and you're not going forward at all. So let's get you up there. There you are. Okay, so I'm guessing we probably have like 400 or so clone troopers remaining at this point in time. They've taken some considerable losses at this point. Honestly, we might be able to go into 2-speed here. as we get going. It's pretty laggy. It's pretty laggy. Let's not. It's still fairly laggy to do that. But yeah, I mean, the clones have gotten a few kills on these droids here. And, you know, they killed the bench droids over here. There's a droid gun there, so apparently they evaporated a droid over that way. But still, the droids are managing to win this thus far. Things can always change, and they have in the past. But for now, the droids are winning this choke point, so let's keep it going. Alright, well, the droids, I think, at this point have solidified their defense to the point where the clones likely are not going to be able to break it. You've still got Grievous chilling over here, which is kind of funny. But the clone troopers are definitely hard stuck right now around this side. They've killed a few more droids, but there's still more droids back here able to kill the clone troopers replacing them. So it's really not a good thing for the clones, and it seems like the Super Fortress inner walls here will be able to maintain and kill the remaining clone troopers. Do we have any more reinforcements? It's like a few guys crawling up. There's a few guys stuck in this wall here, so I can pull them out, and that's like 5 additional troopers. I'd say the clones probably have like 200 soldiers remaining at this point. Not a considerable amount compared to what they had originally, so I very much so think that they are going to lose this one big time to the droids. But we will let them play it out because I want to see what happens at the end of the day here. Oh my god, Cody's still alive. The Codester! I can't believe that. How did he survive? That's incredible. Okay, well, Cody's still out here, so that's pretty cool. Not nearly as powerful as a Jedi, but it is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and let this run. I was watching the time lapse go on, and I noticed Captain Rex is also still alive out here. The clones, I'm surprised, actually aren't really killing these droids. I'm guessing the droids must be healing or something like that, because the fact that the clones aren't even killing the droids back here is kind of shocking to me. They're getting shots in, like every few seconds the clones get 1 or 2 rounds into a droid head, which should be enough to like tick its health down. It won't kill the droid, but these droids must be at least low health or healing every so often in order to stay alive at this point. That's gotta be what's happening at this juncture. Either way, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna squad up the clones to give them a little bit of a chance here at attacking. Because right now they're doing the trickle-in dance, you know, what clones tend to do towards the end of battles. So we'll go ahead and squad these guys up and give them the opportunity to assault if they want. I saw a free roaming droid just die over there, so that's kind of pog. But let's go ahead and yeah, see if that helps at all. The clones might just end up chilling. Another free roaming droid we just saw drop right there as well. So some of the free roamers clearly seem to think that the droids are winning, which I think they are, but they usually don't assault like this unless they're really fairly confident. I do see a little bit of movement. Clones going into the choke point a smidge here, but the rest of them did not follow. So we're still at the same place we were before. Sort of a slow death tunnel death here, but I mean, the clones tried to make the best of it. They're certainly losing a lot of soldiers, and of course the crash, we lost hundreds of clones out here as well. So yeah, this has been quite the battle, I will say. The map is glitching all over the place. It's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and watch as the clones probably make their final charges here, and we'll see if the droids can manage to continue to hold them off. I think they probably can. Yeah, this is pretty much donezo. I think the droids have successfully defended the choke point area here. There's really not a ton of clones left. I'll squad up the remaining again, but beyond that, there's a couple stuck in the walls. We'll bring them out of the walls. There you go. Come out of the walls, boys. But beyond that, let's go to the end. Alright, boys, these guys are not moving forward anymore, so let's send in the last squad and a half here, and yeah, they instantly get absolutely toasted by droid incoming fire. The droids most certainly did hold out on the second realm of this defense. We have some big show-ups here. This guy's with 135 kills with his sniper. Next to him is another with 117. This guy up here has 28. We've got 17, we've got 4. This E-Web ended up getting 12 kills, so it wasn't that big of a factor. This guy's got 4 over here. We got 5 over here. We got a bunch of dead ones that probably had a lot of kills as well. We got 6, we got 8, we got 9, we got 10, we got 8 again. So lots of kills throughout the droids here, and stacks and stacks of dead clones, not including the crash clones. So we never got to the top of the airfield here. The clones did get basically destroyed at the choke point. So I want you guys to comment down below if we should go to the airfield in the next episode, or if the clones need to make it through the choke point some way or another in the next episode. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.